Gentlemen, let's begin with a moment of truth. For years, men have been told a simple story. Feeling tired? Take magnesium. Struggling to sleep? Take magnesium. Want better performance in the bedroom? Magnesium will fix it. It became the go-to supplement, the so-called magic mineral. But what if that advice has been steering you in the wrong direction? What if the very thing marketed as your solution is quietly keeping you stuck? Magnesium has its place. It relaxes muscles. It calms the nervous system. It can even help with sleep. But when it comes to restoring firmness, stamina, and the deep sense of masculine vitality you once felt, magnesium is not the hero. In fact, for some men, especially over 50, taking magnesium at night can flatten the body's natural hormonal rhythm, blunting the very testosterone pulses required to rebuild strength, repair tissue, and fire up desire while you sleep. In trying to relax, you may be putting your drive to sleep permanently. This is where most men get trapped. They're doing the right thing with the wrong supplement. They wait. They hope. Nothing changes. And slowly a quiet fear grows inside. Maybe this part of life is over. Maybe this is just aging. But aging is not the enemy. Deficiency is. Weak erections are not just a bedroom issue. They're a biological alarm. They signal slowing circulation, dropping testosterone, and accelerated aging. Ignore it, and over time, you risk more than intimacy. You risk your heart, your brain, your vitality. Science has shown that erectile dysfunction often appears years before cardiovascular disease. It is the body whispering, "Pay attention." And behind this physical decline hides something deeper, something few men ever say out loud. The shame of feeling less connected to your partner, the embarrassment of performance anxiety, the silent distance that creeps into relationships. This isn't vanity. It's dignity. It's identity. It's the quiet question. Am I still the man I used to be? For 25 years, I, Dr. Jennifer Morgan, urologist, have listened to thousands of men tell me their stories. The awkward silence. The unspoken disappointment. The pills that promised miracles but delivered side effects. The emotional withdrawal that hurts more than the physical issue itself. But I have also seen the breakthrough. I have seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s reclaim energy, confidence, and passion. Not through complicated routines, not through expensive drugs, but through a simple shift in nighttime strategy based on physiology, not hype. There are two vitamins, overlooked, misunderstood, incredibly powerful, that can naturally restore your body's drive, boost testosterone, improve circulation, and reignite the morning firmness you thought was gone forever. Not in years, not in months, sometimes in weeks. For some men, in days. This isn't marketing. This is biology. This is how the male body is designed to operate when given the right building blocks. So let me ask you something. What if the answer was never magnesium? What if the real solution has been hiding in plain sight? Stay with me, because we are about to uncover the science, the stories, and the strategy that can change everything. Let's peel back the curtain on what truly drives male vitality. Erections are not random. They are not luck. They are the result of a highly coordinated biological symphony, where blood flow, hormones, and nerve signals must perform with perfect timing. When even one instrument in that orchestra falters, everything feels weaker, slower, duller. But when all three pillars align, the body remembers what it was built to do. Pillar 1. Circulation. The lifeblood of masculinity. Every erection begins with blood. Arteries must open. Pressure must rise. Tissue must expand. The conductor of this process is a molecule called nitric oxide. It tells blood vessels to relax and allow more flow. In 1998, the discovery of nitric oxide as a cellular messenger won the Nobel Prize in medicine. Why? Because this tiny molecule controls vascular health, performance, even longevity. But here's the problem. Nitric oxide levels drop dramatically with age. By 60, many men produce only half of what they did at 25. Less nitric oxide means tighter arteries, sluggish circulation, and weaker firmness. Pills try to force blood in, but without nitric oxide, they're just patching a deeper issue. Pillar 2. Hormones. Testosterone. The master signal. Testosterone is more than a sex hormone. It is the biological fuel for drive, muscle strength, energy, confidence, even ambition. But testosterone naturally drops about 1% per year after age 40. By 60 or 70, many men fall below the threshold needed for consistent performance. Worse, modern life accelerates this decline. Stress, poor sleep, sugar, alcohol, and environmental toxins all suppress hormone production. A man may look fine on paper, but internally his hormonal engine is idling. And without testosterone, desire fades, energy dips, and erections lose power, even if blood flow is adequate. Pillar 3. Nerves. The spark of sensation and release. This is the piece most men overlook. Erections are powered by nerves that fire signals from the brain to the body. These nerves must be sharp, fast, and responsive. But over time, chronic stress, anxiety, inflammation, and nutrient deficiencies dull the wiring. The signal weakens. Sensitivity decreases. Climax becomes muted or unsatisfying. That's why so many men say, "I can get there," but it just doesn't feel the same. The hardware is still there, but the software is outdated. So, circulation, hormones, nerves. 3 pillars, 3 systems, all interconnected, all essential. Now here's the twist that most health advice misses. You can't fix just one. You can't boost blood flow if hormones are low. You can't build hormones if nerves can't send the signal. You can't fire the nerves if circulation is blocked. But what if there were 2 nutrients, simple, natural, widely available, that support all 3 pillars at once? What if instead of fighting biology, you could work with it? What if the key to restoration wasn't a drug, but timing? What if your body is already trying to fix you every single night while you sleep, and all it needs are the right tools? This is where the story changes. This is where science meets simplicity. This is where vitamin D3 and zinc enter the stage, not as supplements, but as strategic activators of male physiology. In the next section, we begin the transformation. We unlock how these 2 vitamins act like hormone commands, circulation catalysts, and nerve protectors, all in one. And when you understand this, you will never look at nighttime the same way again. Let's step into the heart of the breakthrough, the moment where science shatters the myth that decline is inevitable. Because the truth is, most men are not broken. They are simply missing the raw materials their body needs to perform. And it all begins with 2 nutrients almost every man over 50 is deficient in: vitamin D3 and zinc. Most people think of vitamin D3 as a bone vitamin, or maybe an immune booster. But biologically, vitamin D3 doesn't behave like a vitamin at all. It acts like a hormone. It locks into the same receptors that tell your body to make testosterone. Without enough D3, the hormone signal is weak. With enough D3, testosterone production wakes up, powerfully. Research has confirmed this. In a 2011 study published in Hormone and Metabolic Research, men who raised their vitamin D levels saw significant increases in testosterone compared to those who stayed deficient. Why? Because D3 isn't supporting testosterone. It activates it. And then comes zinc, the unsung hero. If D3 is the key in the ignition, zinc is the spark that makes the engine roar. When your brain releases luteinizing hormone, the signal that tells your testes, make testosterone. Zinc is what allows that signal to convert into action. Without zinc, the message never gets through. This is why countless studies link low zinc levels to low testosterone, infertility, erectile dysfunction, and poor recovery. Zinc is also essential for nitric oxide production and nerve health. In other words, it supports all three pillars: circulation, hormones, and nerves at the same time. So why aren't men told this? Why are they handed pills instead of power? Because pharmaceuticals override your biology. D3 and zinc restore it. But I don't want to just give you science. I want you to hear the human side. Because numbers are informative, but stories are transformative. I remember a patient named Richard, 74 years old. He told me he hadn't had a fully firm erection in over 3 years. He had tried medications, but the headaches and side effects made him feel worse. He thought he was finished. When his blood results came back, his testosterone was low, but his vitamin D levels were nearly non-existent. His zinc? Almost depleted. I started him on a simple nighttime routine: vitamin D3 with dinner, zinc before bed. No drugs, no gimmicks, just biology. 6 weeks later, he walked into my office with tears in his eyes. "Doctor," he said, "it worked. I thought that part of my life was over, but I'm waking up with firmness again." But that wasn't the only change. His mood lifted. His energy returned. His marriage began to heal. He looked alive. Richard's story isn't rare. It's what happens when you correct the silent deficiencies draining your vitality. Magnesium will never do this. Because magnesium doesn't command testosterone. It doesn't fuel nitric oxide. It doesn't sharpen nerve signals. D3 and zinc do. And there's one more secret. The timing matters. Because your body is already trying to rebuild testosterone, circulation, and nerve strength every night while you sleep. The magic happens between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., your body's natural repair window. When you take D3 and zinc at the right time, you're not forcing change. You're aligning with your biology. In the next section, I'll reveal the exact nighttime protocol, the precise doses, the optimal timing, how to absorb more, and the common mistakes that cancel the benefits. This isn't just a supplement routine. It's a biological awakening. This is where everything comes together. Not just what you take, but when you take it. Because most men have been taught that supplements are about ingredients. But the truth is, timing is just as important as the capsule. Your body doesn't repair randomly. It follows a rhythm as precise as the tides, the sunrise, the heartbeat of nature itself. And at night, especially between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., your body enters its deepest anabolic state. Testosterone pulses, growth hormone surges, blood vessels repair, cells regenerate, nerves recalibrate. This is the sacred window when vitality is rebuilt. If your body were a factory, nighttime would be when the lights dim, the machines open, and deep restoration begins. But just like any factory, it needs raw materials delivered on time. That's where vitamin D3 and zinc come in. Step 1. Vitamin D3. The hormone key. Vitamin D3 activates the receptors that allow testosterone to fire. But here's the critical detail. D3 is fat-soluble. That means if you take it on an empty stomach, most of it passes right through you unused. You waste it. That's why I tell my patients, take 2,000 to 4,000 IU of vitamin D3 with your evening meal, preferably with healthy fats like salmon, avocado, olive oil, nuts, or eggs. When taken with fat, D3 absorption can increase up to 50% more. And there's another reason nighttime matters. Your body peaks testosterone production while you sleep. By taking D3 at dinner, you ensure it's circulating in your bloodstream during your body's most powerful hormone window. Step 2. Zinc. the testosterone ignition. Now that the receptors are primed, your body needs the spark. That's zinc. It converts the brain's message, make testosterone, into actual hormone output. But zinc has its own rules. The best time to take zinc is about 2 hours before bed. Why? Because if you take it with dinner, the minerals in food, especially iron and calcium, compete with zinc for absorption. Worse, dairy, coffee, and alcohol block zinc uptake entirely. So I recommend 15 to 30 milligrams of zinc with plain water only, on an almost empty stomach. Around 20 milligrams is the sweet spot for most men. Less than that, and you may not feel results. More than that, and it may upset your stomach or interfere with copper levels. This simple timing strategy transforms zinc from just another supplement into a direct hormone activator. Science calls this chrononutrition, aligning nutrients with your body's internal clock. Most people ignore it. But elite athletes, top biohackers, and longevity researchers know when you take something is just as important as what you take. Want proof? Let me introduce you to Michael, 68. He sat across from me and said, "Doctor, I feel like less of a man. My energy is gone. My erections are unreliable. My confidence? I don't even recognize myself." I gave him the exact nighttime protocol. Vitamin D3 with dinner with healthy fats. Zinc 2 hours before bed with only water. Nothing else at night. No caffeine. No late night supplements. No alcohol. 3 weeks later, he called my office. I could hear the electricity in his voice. "Doctor." I woke up and felt like my body was mine again. His energy returned. His mood lifted. His erections came back. His wife even teased him, saying, "What got into you?" But here's the truth. Nothing got into him. His body simply remembered what it was always capable of. Once we removed the obstacles and restored the raw materials. This is not a trick. This is not a gimmick. This is physiology aligned with timing. In the next section, I'll reveal the traps most men fall into, the nighttime mistakes that silently sabotage progress, and the 3 supplements you should never take at night if you want this protocol to work. Because success isn't just about doing the right things. It's also about avoiding the wrong ones. You now know the power of vitamin D3 and zinc. When taken with precision, they awaken testosterone, restore circulation, and reactivate nerve signals. But here's the harsh reality. Even when men start this protocol, many still fail. Not because the method doesn't work, but because they unknowingly sabotage themselves at night. Let me be clear. You can do everything right and still destroy your results with one wrong supplement at the wrong time. These are the 3 silent killers of nighttime hormone repair. Mistake number 1. Taking vitamin C at night. Vitamin C is fantastic during the day. It supports immunity, fights stress, and boosts recovery. But at night, it becomes the enemy. Why? Because vitamin C lowers cortisol too aggressively at the wrong time and interferes with the hormonal pulse your body uses to build testosterone during deep sleep. Instead of supporting your repair cycle, it blunts it. Your body needs a delicate cortisol rhythm, high in the morning, low at night. Vitamin C at the wrong time throws this off. Conclusion: vitamin C in the morning equals great. Vitamin C at night equals hormone sabotage. Mistake number 2. Taking B-complex vitamins at night. B vitamins are energy vitamins. They fire up the nervous system and increase mitochondrial activity. That's great for productivity during the day. But if you take them at night, they rev your brain when your body needs to power down. Instead of sinking into deep testosterone-building sleep, you toss and turn with a racing mind. You might even fall asleep, but never reach the deep REM stages where growth hormone and testosterone are released. You wake up groggy, drained, flat. Nighttime is for rebuilding, not boosting. Mistake number 3. Hidden caffeine in healthy supplements. This one shocks most men. Many fat-burning Sei, Focus, or pre-workout supplements hide caffeine, guarana, yerba mate, or green tea extract, even in tiny doses. But even small amounts of caffeine can block deep sleep, suppress testosterone, and disrupt nitric oxide production. You may not feel wired. It doesn't matter. Your hormones do. So I tell my patients, if the label contains anything that sounds like caffeine, do not take it after 2 p.m. Better yet, take it in the morning or skip it entirely. Why these mistakes matter? Because nighttime is sacred. It is when your body performs its greatest magic, the silent repair that keeps you young. Testosterone surges, blood vessels heal, nerves reset. This doesn't just impact erections. It affects your brain sharpness, your mood, your muscle strength, even your lifespan. When men protect this window, their vitality returns. When they violate it, they age faster, no matter what they take. Let me show you what happens when everything aligns. I once had a patient named James, age 72. He told me he hadn't felt a true morning erection in over a decade. He tried pills. They gave him headaches. He tried diets. Nothing changed. He was quiet, defeated. We removed the traps. No vitamin C at night. No B complex. No hidden caffeine. Vitamin D3 with dinner. Zinc 2 hours before bed. Water only. Sleep sacred. By the 4th week, he looked at me in disbelief. Doctor, I woke up and I couldn't believe it. It felt like being 40 again. But what struck me most wasn't his physical change. It was his presence. He walked taller. He spoke with confidence. He laughed more. His wife later told me privately, "You didn't just fix his body. You gave me my husband back." Because when a man regains his confidence, everything changes. Relationships, energy, purpose, identity. Masculinity is not just physical. It is psychological, emotional, even spiritual. This is why I say, this protocol is not a bedroom trick. It's a whole body upgrade that starts with the most visible result. And now, it's time to put everything into motion. In the final section, I'll give you the complete step-by-step plan. Clear, simple, actionable. The exact roadmap used by men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s to turn back the clock. Not with hype, with physiology. We've journeyed through the science, the stories, and the silent factors holding men back. Now it's time to bring everything into a clear and powerful action plan. A plan that can restore vitality, not someday, but starting tonight. This is not about hype. This is not about guessing. This is biology. And when you work with the body instead of against it, the body responds. Let's recap the truth. Magnesium may help relaxation, but it does not restore firmness, stamina, or testosterone. Weak erections are not just a sign of aging. They are an early warning signal of deeper problems. Poor circulation, low testosterone, nerve dysfunction, and nutrient deficiencies. Pills may force a temporary result, but they never fix the root cause. Your body already knows how to repair itself. Every night, during deep sleep, it tries to rebuild hormones, repair blood vessels, and reset nerve pathways. But without the proper building blocks, it simply cannot complete the job. That is where vitamin D3 and zinc come in, not as random supplements, but as essential activators of male physiology. The exact nighttime protocol. Step 1. With your evening meal. Ideally, one containing healthy fats such as salmon, avocado, olive oil, nuts, or eggs. Take 2,000 to 4,000 IU of vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is fat-soluble, so taking it with food increases absorption. It activates hormone receptors and enters the bloodstream just in time for your body's peak hormone repair window. Step 2. About 2 hours before bed, on a mostly empty stomach. Take 15 to 30 milligrams of zinc with plain water only. Around 20 milligrams is ideal for most men. Less may not be effective. More can cause stomach upset or interfere with copper levels. Do not take zinc with dairy, coffee, or alcohol, as these block absorption. Zinc converts the brain's hormonal signal into actual testosterone production. Step 3. Avoid these supplements at night. Vitamin C disrupts natural testosterone rhythm during sleep. B-complex vitamins stimulate the nervous system and prevent deep sleep. Any supplements with hidden caffeine or stimulants block deep sleep and nitric oxide production. Step 4. Protect your hormonal repair window, 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. This is when testosterone surges, growth hormone is released, circulation pathways repair, and nerve sensitivity is restored. When you align with this window, you slow aging and rebuild vitality. When you ignore it, the body never fully recovers. What to expect? Within 1 week, deeper sleep, better morning energy, improved mood, weeks 3 to 6, stronger firmness, reliable morning erections, increased stamina and drive, renewed confidence, around 3 months. Many men report feeling 10 to 15 years younger. Intimacy becomes natural again. Motivation, strength, and clarity return. Relationships heal. Life feels exciting. Why it works. This protocol does not fight your biology. It amplifies it. Vitamin D3 is the key in the ignition. Zinc is the fuel in the tank. Timing is the engine coming back to life. Supplements don't heal the body. The body heals itself when it finally has the right tools. The deeper truth. Aging is not the enemy. We have been conditioned to believe that growing older means losing vitality. But age itself is not the problem. Deficiency is. Inactivity is. Disconnection is. When you restore the nutrients your body has been missing, when you reactivate circulation, when you reignite hormonal rhythms, the body remembers exactly how to perform. Because vitality is not just physical, it is psychological, emotional, and deeply human. It is the feeling of being fully alive, present, strong, and connected. I have seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s transform using this simple protocol. Not through luck, but through consistency. They committed for 30 days. They respected the timing. They trusted the process. And their bodies rewarded them. Here is my challenge to you. Commit to 30 days. Follow the protocol exactly. Protect your nighttime window. Be consistent. Then observe. Notice how you sleep. Notice how you wake. Notice your energy, your mood, your firmness, your confidence. Notice how you carry yourself. Notice how others respond to you. Because when a man reclaims his vitality, the world feels different. This is not wishful thinking. This is physiology. This is science. This is your body remembering how to be strong. Decline is not destiny. Vitality is not gone. It's waiting. This is your moment, your reset, your return. Let's begin.